Well, the same way I didn't spend oodles of money on a wastewater tank for my shower, I'm not going to spend oodles of money on a cold water tank for my sink. So I'm going to use 2 or 3 of these to give me 50 or 75 litres of water. I'm also going to use one of these filters, and I'll put that through the bottom of the tank, which won't be the bottom because it's going to be mounted that way, so that'll be the bottom, but the old bottom. So you screw this bottom piece off, but then to hold it from the inside I'm going to have to shove a nut into the end. So I've got a couple of nuts tightened onto this bolt, and I can use these to shove it through the hole down there and turn it, and then use this long bar to twist it or hold it while I screw the nut on the outside. We're getting there. Oh, almost. Twist and turn. In it goes. Would have been easy if I had somebody else to hold the thing, but yeah, big bar down there, tighten up, job done. Yeah, okay, this way's not been too successful either. Why, a bit of hokey cokey and off it comes. A winner. Biggest issue with these kind of cans is this curved bottom. You know, you'd have to get as much water as you could, you'd have to kind of do this with them, and you can't. You need to do this, so you're always going to have an inch of water in bottom of the tank. That's why on the other one I did bring it out at an angle, but I'm not so keen on this one at all. I don't think I'm going to get a seal if I do that to this one, so I'm just going to have to, yeah, have it so it's always got an inch of water. A steaming pint of coffee, always a good way to start. Back to tubs. When these are under van in winter, I don't want them to freeze, especially if we go away on a cold weekend or you get a sudden cold spell overnight. Even on a good weekend, you don't want frozen water. And so what I thought I could do is get some of this stuff, put a piece of that on top of it, and then some of this thinner pink stuff, and go away round it and kind of fasten it in, keep it snug. Ta-da! Here's one I made earlier. Yeah, it's not exciting and it's not spectacular, but it's kind of functional. Remove me cuppa, or me jugger. I've got space for me watery out. I did think that might do as a watery in, but thinking about it, it's going to take forever to fill through such a small hole. So I'm going to have to add a second fill somewhere at the top with, I don't know, some like 22mm kind of flexi pipe or something. It's a bit harder to do this end. Let me turn this the right way up. There's where I've had to chisel a bit out, because there's a channel thing on van. This end comes all the way up to metal here, so I can't add much on in this, but it's still kind of, I don't know, 80% covered, so it's 80% better than not covered. Another idea I had is you can get some little heater pads off eBay, so it would be possible to put a little heater pad underneath the tank and switch that on. They don't take much power, they're something like 6 watts or something stupid, it's half an amp, but you don't need a great amount of heat to unfreeze water when it's insulated, because the heat builds up and stays in, and it won't get too hot because you can buy these things, these heater pads, in different temperatures for different voltages. So if I got one that only went up to, you know, maximum temperature of like 30-40 degrees C, it's never going to get that hot because the water's going to absorb the heat. Maybe if you put it on for 8 hours it might, but you're talking of turning it on, you know, just to defrost it, and maybe a little thermostatic thing on it so it can come on automatic and turn off automatic. Who knows, that's just something for another day. So anyhow, that's insulated. I've now got 2 more to do. Well, that's the bottom covered with shiny foil stuff. I don't know why I covered it with shiny foil stuff. I don't know if it's going to do any good at all, but hey, got about 12 rolls of this shiny foil stuff, so I might as well use it for something. Okay, now you can see how this one works. There's my bit of copper pipe with my bend on, that makes the filler. This here bit of plastic pipe is my breather, and this bit of copper pipe here that just goes to the top of the tank, that's going to be so I can insert an electronic water level sensor. I only need the one because since all 3 tubs are going to be joined together, as the water in one goes down, it'll go down in them all, so they'll all be the same. So one sensor will do. Now all I've got to do, when I can find it, there it is foam this stuff back in. And I think I'd just ran out of foam. Bugger. Oh, here's my fantastic water level sensor. It's just wires a different length. We've got a ground wire and then different wires for different levels, kind of an inch apart, and I'll just stick them in this plastic tube and stick that in the tank. I've got a little slot at the end so water can get up and the air can get out, so it should work. And it shouldn't rust because it's nickel copper kind of wire and they've been tinned on end. Some people probably will be happier if I said this was lead free solder. It might be. Well, I'm going to have a fair few holes to drill to hold these tanks up under the van, and I'm going to want my holes all to be kind of the same height. There's not much space to work under there for marking out, and when I measure things I often, you know, sometimes I'm a bit off, but what never lets you down is a simple jig. So we've got some mole grips, a piece of wood and an hacksaw blade, and that distance is going to stay the same no matter where you move it, and I'm not going to have to keep measuring it. And I put a little scratch which you can't see. No, you can't. Yeah, maybe a small scratch on, if it falls off I know where to put it back to, you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll go underneath with drill. Well, that's one of 24 holes that I've drilled, not all in the same place. For the threaded bar to go through the angle brackets, to go into more threaded bar, to go into some strips of steel to strap the tanks up. It's took a while to drill them with a little battery drill, but it does a good job. And then we'll get these big tanks, big tanks up there. Well, now you can see my mounting method. This is going to go through the joist or whatever you call them under the floor, and this will come down with a piece of metal across the bottom to hold the tank up, and as that is going to go through the joist, as this pulls down, it's going to pull that in that way. You don't want it so it pulls out that way, and that's why also you want the bigger distance here and not there, because if you have this over here, you've got all that as a, yeah, whatever you call it, but you know what I mean. Well, that's hanger number 1, and yep, it'll hang things, and I've got all the others to sit and do. Which won't be, it won't be too hard. It's just repetitive. I don't know what's happened here, but my bolt's too big. That's what she said. Do you see that kind of angle that they've got? Remember when I said I'm no good at measuring things? Well, they're a bit short, so I'm going to have to take these off and put some bigger pieces on, and then these will hang straight. And it's important that they do, because I need them to be straight for the next pieces that go on for the next cold tank over that side and a hot water tank over this side. So I'll have 1, 2, 3 cold tubs, a hot tub, yeah, and then there's my waste tub, and then that's all under here full of watery bits. And it might be getting a 3rd and 4th battery somewhere under the back.